Hey everybody, so yesterday we used this anchor chart to help us start with our rounding whole numbers lesson. Talked about find the place and underline it. So whether you're rounding to the nearest tens, hundreds, thousands, 10,000s, 100,000s, and so on, you're going to find the place that you're rounding to. So if it says round to the nearest tens, you're going to underline the tens place. Then it says make all the zeros just behind it. Okay, so just behind it, it's going to all turn into zeros because that's going to help you to identify the numbers that you're going to use to determine are you going to round down or you're going to round up. They're going to give you the baseline numbers that you need to use. It's kind of like your benchmark numbers is what we're going to call that. And then now it says look at the digit just to the right. So for instance, if you're rounding to the nearest tens, the ones place is the boss. If you're rounding to the nearest hundreds, the tens place is the boss. What if you're rounding to the nearest thousands? The hundreds place is the boss. The digit just to the right, that place, it's the boss. Now, if the number in that place is 5 or more, the number takes flight. If it's 4 or less, you're going to just sit tight, meaning you're going to round down. Okay? So we're going to do a few cards as an example to get you through this, and I'm going to do an example before you do your seesaw lesson. So watch this video first before you get into your seesaw lesson. So let's get some stuff out of the way. So our first card is 743. I know it's hard for you to see. I can see it on my side. They want us to round to that number. So it says round the number shown to the underlying place value. What place value is that? That's right. It's the tens place. Okay, so they want us to round 743 to the nearest tens place. So it says to underline that digit. We did. We underlined the tens digit. Okay. Now it says make all the digits after it 0. So that means that this is going to be 740. That's right, 740. So then our next one will be 750. Awesome. Okay. So we didn't touch any of these numbers, just the ones to the right. Leave the ones to the left alone, just to the right. Okay. Now we've got to circle the digit just to the right, which is the ones place. He's the boss when we're rounding to the tens. Okay. 5 or more, take flight. 4 or less, sit tight. So what have we got? 3 is going to make that 4. Sit tight. So 743, rounded to the nearest 10, would round to 740. Nice. Okay, let's look for another one. Ooh, this is a big one. What about this? I know you can't see it on your side. 4,234. Okay, here we go. So what place value do you want us to round it to? The tens place, that is correct. 4,234. Okay, let's do our steps. We're going to underline the digit, the place that they want us to round to, which is the tens place. Awesome. All the numbers to the right are 0. So 4,230. That's right, 0. So then if this is 4,230, what's the next 10? 4,240. Nice. Good job. Okay, there we go. Now what? That's right. We're going to circle the digit just to the right. Okay, and what's he going to make that 3 do? Are we going to do 5 or more, take flight, or 4 or less, sit tight? That's right. 4,234 rounded to the nearest 10 is going to round to 4,230. Nicely done. Good job, guys. Okay. Let's step it up. I think those are pretty easy. Pretty easy. What? Here we go. I'll even underline. I know it's hard to see. Ooh, what are we going to round to now? We were rounding to the nearest 10. Now we're going to round to the nearest 100. 369. Underline the digit, underline the place that we're going to round to. So we're underlining to the nearest 100. Okay. All the numbers to the right are 0. So that's going to be 300. Our next entry number is 400. Awesome. Okay. Now we're going to circle the number just to the right. Okay. Is the 6 going to make the 3 sit tight or take flight? That's right. Sit tight. 5 or more, take flight. So 369 is going to be rounded to the nearest 100. It's going to round to 400. There you go. Okay. And last but not least, if I can find it. There it is. Ooh, goodness gracious. That's a big one. Here we go. Okay. Oh, rounding to the nearest hundred again. So our number is, read that number. 8,856. 8,856. Sweet. Okay, underline the place in which we're rounding to, nearest hundred. All the numbers to the right are zero. So 8,850. Oh, look at me make. Oh my goodness, making a mistake. 8,800, because the digits to the right are zero. So both of these are zero. So if this is 8,800, what's our next century number? 8,900. Very good. Okay. Circle the number just to the right. Is that 5 going to make that 8 sit tight or take flight? That's right. It is going to take flight. So 8,856 rounded to the nearest hundred is 8,900. Nicely done. Okay. Feel like I'm saying the same thing. Gotta work on that, right? Okay. So I wanted to kind of talk to you about today's seesaw assignment. It's coming up after this lesson. So you're going to see a number line. Now this one is not an open number line. This is actually a number line that is incremented into hundreds. That's right. Okay. If I gave you the numbers 90 and 694 and asked you to place them on this number line for me. Okay. 90 and 694 and place them on the number line for me. Right now, think about where would you put those? Okay. So I see I'm probably going to put 90 pretty close to the 100. Okay. And 694. Well, 694 is like almost on top of 700. Okay. I've done that. Done. But here's the next question. If I said, explain which of these two numbers is closest to the next number up, how would you decide and how would you explain? Which one do you think it is? Do you think 90 is closest to 100, closer to 100, or do you think 694 is closer to 700? Well, we got to think about how much is between 90 and 100. Right now, think about 90 and 100. How many numbers are between that? 10, basically. Okay. 694, what would I have to do to get to 700? And then over here, there's only 6. So which number is actually closer to the next number? That's right. 694. Now here's the next step. How are we going to explain that? How are we going to explain it? We're going to say 90, and if you want to write the numbers 90 in 90, 90 is 10 away from 100 while, oh my gosh, is that a subordinating conjunction that I'm throwing into a math lesson? No way. Okay, while 694 is only 6 numbers away from 700. Awesome. Now, if you want to go back and replace these numbers that I wrote in with the actual word form of those numbers, that would be great practice that we've been using for our place value skills. So you're welcome to do that. Okay. I will not stop you. I'll be happy to see it. So please be sure and follow the directions. Take your time. If it says to use the label tool where you type the answer in, do that, please. I've had several people kind of using the marker tools and I can't read that work. So if I can't read your work, that means I'm going to send it back to you and you're going to have to redo it. And that's kind of a waste of your time and kind of a waste of mine. So please follow the directions. Neat work so I can read it the first time. I'd really appreciate it. Thanks so much.